Welcome, guys. Freaking Sunday. Bit slow and steady weekend, but so far we have some volatility coming in. I'm gonna keep it quite short today with the stream. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do a bit more over the hour like I usually do, just because I'm still recovering from the surgery and I'm full on the meds right now, even. So, by all means, if you hear some weird things coming out of my mouth, that's the meds doing their own thing. Anyhow, jumping in. Just quick glancing over the Karataka, we still above the whole volume node that I've been mentioning last week. We're still grinding into that area. We didn't came back quite lower than I was expecting. That said, there's still chance for it, but so far we are a bit more aiming to get a little bit more higher. Two things that I want to mention is we still have the resistance pocket over here that's stacked, not that heavy, but still something significant. Downside, I forgot to mention last week, that whole block, the big ass block of 1K, that's got removed already. So the orders got pulled, nothing over there to even to get and to take that. So I'm not really even considering we're gonna go that low right now, just because we are still grinding. That said as well, we still farming quite a lot of liquidity to the downside. So any small move to the downside and breaking some stuff might get a little bit more quicker moves and some Bart Simpson potentially. Just because as well we have some bigger pockets liquidity below us stacked, not that much above, just a local time frame. Some stuff that we are still grinding into it that could form as well as a resistance right now. What we are in and below start to stack a little bit more. So overall, not much change from last week. And I've been mentioning the things that I want to see happening. We're still a little bit more sideways, steady grinding, and yeah, not much of bigger movements. The only thing that I want to mention is that the VIX start to get a pullback. That's just a pullback, nothing to break, about it. So far, we are still holding on the 30.5. So if this week we're gonna break that low and we settle lower low on around the 12-ish area, we start to blast through the resistance on Bitcoin. But technically could be fine. And happy days for it if that's gonna be happening. But let's see. So far, this is still technically grinding. Right. The second one, what's quite important one that I want to mention is the Dixie. I think I mentioned that as well in last stream. That high that we got into this candle, that was quite a significant pullback, and we went even higher up. That said, I'm sorry to break it to you, we start to break this change of character. So we settled a new higher high on this candle. We even can go even higher, set above that high, but already we've been breaking this resistance. So that's not really good for the market. Of course, we could have a pullback. So potentially that's going to be a nice area to bounce from. But this is still going higher. So holding on this main support that what we build out around the 97. And right now we are aiming to get above 99. If we start to close anything above it, then we could have retest the high of this. Right? I'm not saying we're going to break out from it, just because we still had some break to the, of the lows till there we get to the support over here. So I'm not sure we're gonna get through that area that quickly. But potentially a pullback could be nice. That said, for the market, would be really nice to see that happening, and we could even face on the total tree to settle a new high. If that's gonna be the case, then yeah, we will send this whole market a little bit more higher into the 100K or Bitcoin then wise. Into the 100K of a little bit more above it, right? If that's going to be the case. Pulling back could be as well a potential nice pullback and then start to regain the high. I'd rather do that. Small pullback, settle a proper higher low, and then have a continuation instead of going into the higher high and then do a bigger pullback eventually. So that said, yes, that's nice to have a higher high. Now we need to hold it. X is doing its own things. Still stacking and going a little bit more sideways weekend. Yeah, but still higher high after higher high. So great stuff for gold. Silver still in the same place, the double top that we had, below the daily high. So eventually, if we start to pull back and pulling back into the $70, that's fine. Still to hold that, break that, and we might need to come back into the lows of that whole small structure over here. Not really seeing that yet coming, but who knows what the next week gonna bring us. That's well. I always forgot about the CME gap. The bigger one that's been already filled, and there is a small one below us that's around the 88.7 ish till 87.9. So a small gap, nothing major. But if we start to pull back into this area of support, then we're gonna fail that. Right, nothing to worry about. Dominance. Overall, we still didn't regain this whole hip. So we still could potentially go back into the support till we're gonna fail at 58.4. After that, we could see potential some nice movement on the market. Overall, this still could go even in two ways, like sideways, something like that, or break and then start to do some stuff like this, like pooping off the cliff. Yet. So yeah. Nothing significant yet. Not much happening since last week. Either way, we had some volatility coming in. Wednesday. Yeah, there was the Wednesday one. Not much, but it was something significant. So, to be honest with you, I will be worried if we start to get above the 59 percent. And of course, the 58-ish area is the level to fail from. Right? You want to fail that to go lower. That said, to send the market a little bit more higher up, right? Obviously. Boodle metrics. We seriously had really nice stack of the sell orders over here that was been pushing us quite significant and steady to the downside. And right now we are going sideways. So obviously you see this, right? Which way we're gonna go? That's still depending. Let's see. We are a little bit more grinding into the highs. That said, fine, but you need to regain some stuff. We're gonna talk about that in a second. We see some significant flips of the capital flow index. Large cap start to stack. Shitcoins are getting a little bit more aggressive into the market, so that's good. Also a little bit more steady. Not much of the movements. But the thing is that not really worry me, but gives me a sign like if you have the stable coins already in the weekend quite down, if the new week opens up, we might see a flip, right? And that's not really what you want to see. You really want this for a continuation. So let's see how we're gonna playing out. Yes, the 4-hour oscillator is quite cooled off, but that's the only one, right? Like if you look at the metrics wise through like 12 hours or the daily and even 1 hour start to get a little bit more higher up. So that's the only one what's cooled off. That could change as well quite heavily. And most important thing is we are a little bit more into the low volume area and that whole node. I'm aiming for a retest of that node over here for the continuation. That could grab all of the liquidity from here. That's nice stack and that could send us into the high and finally freaking break out of this range or even that triangle kitty thing, what we are doing. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna see some changes coming in from the next week. There are some numbers coming in, not something significant like core inflation stuff, but like nothing that should be worry. Home sales, yeah, PPI, monthly one, nothing significant yet. So yeah, but they are coming. Either way, the volatility will be there. And moving on the capital flow index, Dixie started to get quite high. We saw that as well. SPX as well. Gold started to get a little bit more higher. So that's the thing that I don't want to see right now. Just because the market is quite above the neutral line, you could say. The VIX is quite low. So if that start to get higher, like the rest gonna follow in the other way. So it's something to consider as well. something to look out for, and definitely to check after the weekly open. But yeah, so far it's sideways middling, and the index are picking up first today. So now the area to be looking at is locally 91.3. That's the area that you need to break out from. We've been quite heavily into that area, but we retrace quite significant and close below that. That's the whole nip that is holding us down. And below, you want or you don't want to break 90k.3. Yeah, 90k.3. You don't want to break that. If you break that, then you start to get into the mid-range straight. Like you've been almost testing it. There's not much to hold us, so we might even get back a little bit more lower into this low or high leverage liquidity. So far, we are still aiming to go higher. Flipping 91.3, you start to get back at the highs. There is more resistance left, I guess. Structure-wise, we have still, we did test most of it, so not much on the structure-wise. Resistance-wise, it's still there. It's still the same whole pocket, so like I'm not sure if you're gonna break in one go right now, or we're gonna do another one, or whatever. We're gonna play around with it, but so far, we're still failing at the same level of the range high. So let's see how we're gonna deal with it. There are some potentially high leverage liquidity, but it's of course a little bit more deeper as well below us. Doesn't look like we want to take them out, but everything right now is aiming for the weekly open today. So watch out and look at the candle, how that's going to be closing. Like you seriously wanted to go a little bit more higher and close above the previous weekly open. That would be really bullish. And then I would considering like, yeah, we might even go higher up, straight up from the next week. But starting to close below, like we are doing it right now, after 5 considering consistent bearish closes on the daily. Yeah, we still could have some retracement. 6.5 hours, still a lot of time to do something about it. And then we are still in this whole range, right? Not much is changing. I would like to say something as well, because I've been seeing this a lot of times, especially in our community as well, but as well on different platforms, especially this candle. Funny enough, I had time to watch and see how people reacting on it. Like this candle was forming when I was mentioning like watch out for it, that it's gonna close above or below the 91.3, but everyone start to panic and smash the shorts or smash the longs on it, buying like freaking random stuff on this whole candle. But the thing is, when the candle forms, guys, be aware that's nothing to be jumping the boat on or like seriously like freaking out about it. Always the most important is not how the candle is forming, but how it's closing, right? So that could wreck quite a lot of people if you start to jump on this candle while it's forming. Be aware of that. Always look at the close where it is. And I've been mentioning as well the weekly level that was quite a little bit more above. Yeah, that was the open over here. That's been tested. So we look through it and we are holding below right now. All right, that's quite obvious. When you have strong open, you test the level, you are coming back through the level, and that level is holding you for quite a long time. I would not be surprised if you start to grind into that level like we do right now and start to grab the liquidity below us, because like, we know that there is shitloads of liquidity, a bit more than to the upside. Of flipping the weekly and the 91 and staying above it, and that's the only case I'm thinking that's going to bring you higher and over the resistance that we are right now facing around the 94.5. So still a lot of time to be not going to be dealing with this whole range. So there have been some significant volume increase over here, but it's nothing special, right? We didn't do nothing. We just grabbed the highs, we grabbed the liquidity over here, come back, and technically we closed below That's that body over here. So already we start to break straight ahead the structure, and now we are grinding only into that resistance. So let's see if we're gonna flip that. Would be nice flipping this weekly and open up the weekly higher up. So that will give us a little bit more strength. And if we're gonna do exactly the same thing as we did last time, then yeah, we will eventually break out of this, right? And then hopefully stay above it. So that's technically what I'm looking at. But if we start to get below the 90.3 and I start to aim for the yearly, then yeah, obviously that's a retest as well. Why? Because that level didn't been retested as well since we came back from that. Halfway into that level, yeah, I could see something like this, right? And then grind again out of it. Just well with all of the liquidity below. Something to keep an eye on, right? This pocket's still quite heavy. Not sure we're gonna grab that. A little bit too obvious. A little bit more into the yearly open. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that's a little bit more on Bitcoin. Not much change since last week. We are still in this whole big ass range, right? But if people are asking like, what happens if we start to break out of this range, then the first target is 104, 106 level, right? This is the resistance that you're aiming for. Breaking that, regaining that stuff, you start to get back at the 150, right? So we have three kind of resistance quite significant above us. That are the only reasons that you should aim for. As well said, that's your TP level if you are in a nice long. Those two, and then of course the all-time high. Not really considering the all-time high yet. If you're gonna reach that, could be we still dealing with those ones. And first thing first, we are dealing with the 94-ish K already from freaking November. Jesus, been a while. So yeah, let's break first the 94, and then going back into the 17, 16-ish level, having a pullback. That would be quite normal to get something like this, and then go again, right? So yeah, that's a little bit more on Bitcoin. Not much to add to that, just because like there is not much of movement happening. So moving on, I've been mentioning as well some alts in Discord. I need to drink something. Hype was the only one that hit my target. I was thinking we're gonna go a little more deeper just because of the whole market movement, but still fine. I'm still in a nice long position. It didn't get lower than 23.7, so that's still my area of invalidation. Break that level. That's technically the whole support that we are holding right now. Then you start to get back at the lows of 22-ish. So far, so good. Now the aim is for it to push a little bit more higher up, and I want to get back above 25.6, this level. Break above that. So that's start to break some structure on a low time frame. Come back and then start to grind out and do some damage to the upside. So yeah, potentially that's quite nice. Let's see if that's gonna hold. If not, I'm still fine with it. The rest of the alts that I mentioned them just because I want them to break below the weekly level. So technically that's the support right now. Some of them broke, but then still struggling with the high, like the injective one right now. So if we start to break below that stuff and do the damage to the structure right here, like the area of the 5.0 ish, right? Fail that on injective, then I'm aiming to get back at the weekly, maybe into that support. I'm not sure we're gonna get back at the yearly. Right, that yearly is so sneaky closed and open. Technically opened over here. Getting back at that level, you might settle a sneaky lower low, but I'm not sure we're gonna get that. But hey, still, if you're not gonna regain anything above the 5.4 on the injective, then the downside is still in. just because there is as well like big ass pocket, right, of liquidity forming a bit bigger than above it. So yeah, right now we are grinding it out. Let's see how the weekly gonna open up. Potentially for injective, that's vice versa on Bitcoin. We are above the weekly, so if that's open over here or even a little bit more higher up, that could be a little bit more bullish for it, right? The high on injective that I want to be regained and get done with it, that's the first high is 5.7. That's the day sample level. Flip that and we are golden. Been already tested quite heavily twice, so yeah, that's injective. AVAX is a little bit more different as well. We are below the weekly, so weirdly enough, that's a little bit more lower than injective. But still, structure-wise, it's quite the same. Same grind sideways daily, and the day sample level that's holding it. Break that level, it's quite heavily. We're gonna bite below into the yearly and weekly, previous weekly open, right? And that can go even through the yearly open because there is much more stuff to the downside. But the volume of the liquidity is much more appealing if we're gonna get around the weekly level. So let's see how that's gonna be playing. So far, it's still nice and grinding. I think the bot went long on that one, so it would be nice. You're gonna continue. That said, we did break that hip over here, so we need to regain significant high right now on AVAX for any kind of continuation. But still, that 6% up movement, still fine. Solana, another hit at resistance. That's the third one, or even like a couple times if you aim for the lower time frame. So that's nice grab of the liquidity. Let's see if we're gonna have a continuation. Close anything below right now the previous daily. So if you start to close this candle bearishly and you start to aim for the daily level that's been already tested over here, sneaky, but it didn't been already tested, we could go a little bit more lower into the weekly, right? But then still the same area. Fail this, then you start to get back at the previous weekly and maybe even for the yearly level. Sad that yearly level, to be honest with you, no, that didn't been tested. I thought it was open on that candle, but it didn't. So yeah, still the same thought about it. We didn't regain anything yet. If we're not gonna close above the 141, that's still bearish in my perspective, and we still could pulling it back. That's the whole area that you need to flip right now, this whole resistance. Could be. Let's see how the next week is gonna be getting through us. Now, Aster, some people mentioned that as well to me. It came back into this area of support. I was hoping that it's gonna retest this yearly level, but eventually it skipped it a little bit more, front run it. But so far, we still didn't regain the previous daily. So this level, right, we didn't close above it. We came back. We start to fail quite significant on the structure wise. Right now, if we start to close below 0.71, you start to get closer into the support pocket I'm aiming to. And that's going to be as well around the yearly open. So let's see how that's going to be playing out. Not a nice move, but it still didn't regain anything yet. So yeah, ETH looks a little bit more better structure wise. Already start to, if we close the candle right now, then that's going to be quite nice close above the 3.1. Okay, so that's good. That's potentially already regaining the high, and then you're going to only aim for the 3.16. Flipping that, you're going to send it into the high of 3.3. It's not much that's going to hold you anymore. The rest, the whole structure been already tested, and the high as well. So yeah, that's a bit more on the coins that I'm looking at. The rest, like I've been mentioning as well, some shitty, some meme coins had a nice run up. still, the render is starting to surprise me, to be honest with you. So that's settling already a higher high. That's really good on render. Been a while. But yeah, that's nice. That's really neat. Deep, same thing, setting a higher high. So eventually, also having their blast right now. That's good. And Bitcoin is a little bit more behind yet. But yeah, let's see how we're gonna dealing with that from the weekly open. That's gonna be quite interesting. From tomorrow. But yeah, guys, I think that's quite all. Watch out for 1 hour. That start to get a little bit more overheated as well. And I think that bot, yeah, see, it's a long signal. So short played out quite nicely. And let's see if the long's gonna play out right now. But I think we might see some pullback first, or you're gonna aim higher up. We might get even something like the same thing like this area that we used to be over here. But yeah, bot is going into the long. Gonna be a counter trade. 65, yeah, hit. Could be. So yeah, let's see how we're gonna deal with it. It's gonna be interesting. So far. Oh yeah, and not really worry. I mean, I don't mind, but I will not be surprised if this gonna be a little bit more extended. So if you're gonna have this first candle, bearish candle close, next one is gonna be as well bearish, right? And then we might wick into that and then regain that and go higher up. Time will tell. And yes, I agree. The oscillator on the weekly is quite low with the reversal sign, but those things play quite for a long time out, right? It takes quite a long couple candles that we're gonna play them out here as well, right? It took you 5 candles to get through it, but something to watch out for. And as well over here, we had one more leg down before you run it up. So same thing over here, right? This is the candle that formed the reversal sign. We had 2 candles bearish, and then the third one was the bullish. So yeah, not much history to go through on weekly, but still something to remember. Was that made short? Oh, is this the Venezuela stock thing or the market that blasts through like a meme coin? Yeah, I saw it on X. That's yeah. Someone took that trade. So Trump is not helping our stock market, but their own. Cool. I'm interesting if someone if that was even possible to trade, because I'm not sure if their own stock market were closed or not when that happened. Could be. But yeah, so far so good. We are still grinding higher up, right? So this is still potentially going into the highs. So flipping the weekly, that's your aim, right? No, nothing on the structure anymore, because that's been already tested. That's been quite heavily as well. Wick into it. Weekly level is still your key level to close anything above it. Yeah, not much about that. Yeah, that's been tested. That's been tested. Yeah. There is one more small hit, but I don't think that's gonna hold us. A little bit not that significant for it. Volume been quite dead for a couple days, and today we have a spike. quite early as well. Right, that we have that early volume increase on Sunday, but it's what it is. Yeah. Oh, and this bullshit as well. We almost touch each other right over here. That was last week somewhere. But be aware. Last time we've been there. Here. The first time touched over here was as well barely that we touched, right? So that moment over here, grind stuff that we did. Yeah. Not be surprised if you're gonna do that again. Like come back at the middle line, touch again, flirt, and then we're gonna do the flip, and then we're gonna send it. Yeah, we could see it. So far, we are still doing this bullshit pattern, like breaking out of this. Yeah, could be. Could see that. Not really a pattern guy, but this is what it is. And to remember to breathe. If you get chance. Oh, you want to look at that one? I mean, what's to look at it? Like one big ass candle, like not really something that. Uh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can't even look at it, I guess. It's not gonna allow me. See, I will need to fill the freaking agreement or whatever. B, I'm okay. Why? I'm just starting to. Mm, yeah, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna fucking give you all my details just because I want to see that chart. Nope. Yeah, morphine is great. Yeah, it is. Fucking pills. But yeah, I think that's all. Not much to add to it. Not much is happening in the market. Be aware how the index gonna behave from the open, especially the VIX and the Dixie. That one it's went a little bit more parabolic, higher. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Couple days. Maybe till Friday. Friday I need to have a check up on me in a hospital. Overall, yeah, still good. Like market wise, yeah, we did settle higher high, but now regaining that higher high straight up, that will send us quite heavily. That's good into the next resistance area, right? But I would not be surprised if we're gonna pull it back. Overall, we are quite overdue. So if the cash inflow of that reversal sign comes in, I mean that's always the first sign that we might see some pullback on it, right? So especially on the higher time frame. Yeah, overall, what is doing? Nothing special. Still the same shit. But yeah, I think that's all. Been over 30 minutes. If you guys have something for me to look at, I wish I could look at the Venezuela stock market, but I don't bother right now. And it's one big ass candle. Like, what do you want me to look at it? Like, that's gonna freaking drop. Not sure. I'm sorry, major short, but not much to look at that one yet. Only if you go to like 5 minute time frame to see any break of structure, but that is a freaking risky scalp from that perspective. Oh shit, what's that? There you go. Nice. Which token is this? Or is it just test? Oh, curve. Look interesting. I'm gonna look in that one in a second as well. What's that? Again. What's that for token? Gosh. How did you came up with that one? Dang. Is it? Oh, remember that one. Okay. Oh, I mean, only positive thing that you're gonna hear from me right now is you break out from this. You did settle a lower low. Right now you're high, and what you don't want to lose is this. Coming back into that one, that's fine, right? And then starting to get into the next resistance, you don't want to fail that. Watch out, you've been doing that, right? This been as well regaining the previous high. He still freaking failed at it, but yeah. You want to buy something, then I would rather to wait for it and to get back at it around this area, 0.36. I would not bother right now. It doesn't look good at all. Okay, now. Heavy. Now I know why I don't look at it. Curve. Okay. Overall, that still looks a little bit more better. You did lose your floor. Holding on the main one. So technically same as Litecoin shit. Holding on your previous support. Okay. Try to regain, so that's fine. I like that double regain over here. Holding on that. Yeah. Potentially. Best scenario is bounce from 0.37 and then getting back at the high. Yeah. Right now you are in the range. This is your range. Got a small fake out. Regain. Hold. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Ahead of last year. Oh yeah, I remember those ones. Oh no shit, you've been disappointed by it. Yeah, exactly. And then still, like if you had that, like selling that, yeah, it goes slowly. Painful but slowly. So, yeah. Like, so if you got it last year, no matter where you got it last year, the only best place was to sell was over here. Yes. But then you're gonna make out from it. So yeah. So let's be. How you doing, mate? I'm not gonna stay for long. My super special mats are waiting for me, and I need to order some food. Oh yeah, interesting stuff gonna happening today from the weekly open. Let's see how we're gonna deal with it. Right now, we're even struggling to push through that resistance. So let's see how we're gonna deal with it. And the thing is, I don't like when the wave path separates it from the trend line and the cash inflow or the money inflow, the volume, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is the range right now. This is the whole deal. Regain, fail, nothing else to deal with. Uh, 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 mm. So which coins we gonna have go for the bot master? Or you cannot say that right now. I can check them out. Mm. Or is it a secret? Five minute look decent on 5 minute now. Nice. It, a few bullies too. Said that. Fuck you. You cannot make me laugh, man. Yeah, it does look. I agree. Yeah. I mean, you broke that and then you regain that. That's sketchy. But then, yeah, now you need to hold that for any continuation. Yeah. Agree. And there it is. That's the volatility what came in today from 12 o'clock already. That's Sunday. Like, surprised about those Sundays from the new year. Saturday looks good. Finally. Only the Saturday is a little bit dead. Unfortunate. Crow. Crow. Really? Damn, which time frame? How is that even good? Or are you aiming for only those pumps? Or on the 4 hour? Yeah. I need to get close. If that's gonna be the case, dang. Oh, bloody man. True. True, true, true. But interesting. Curve, like, yeah, I mean, I forgot about that one. Like, I will not even bother to trade that manually, but the bot side, like, yeah. I really want to see how it's performing in this range. Do it on a. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I'm wondering how that's gonna be dealing with this range because both of them, right? Both of them are this like range freaking coins with yeah big pumps in between. But then that retrace can you have the numbers, so there's a reason why you're having them, or we will get them. Yeah, gonna be interesting. Gonna definitely set up a bot on it and see how it runs. Nice long setup on hype if we get there. I am already in a long hype. I'm already from my swing level. But yeah, we could see a nice potentially another long on it, yeah. Yeah. But then the thing is, like, yeah, I was just saying that. The thing is that on that perspective worries me on hype. Like This is potentially a pocket, like, but there's a reason why we are staying over here. This. Why? Because we had a V bottom over here. So what we did was V bottom and we grind out of it, and right now we are doing the bigger stuff. Potentially I would like to continuing this, leaving this behind as a support without even touching it. It's coming there, you start to break all of that stuff that you build up. Yeah, wick, yeah, possibly. Yeah, could be. Yeah. I would not mind that. But yeah. I don't want to close anything above it because this looks a little bit more better than the rest of the alts. Start to build up some structure. Yeah. I know. I saw it. But it's low time frame one. But yeah, it's still a nice pocket to take, definitely. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's see. So far I'm already in one. If I'm gonna get that one. Because yeah, I have the bids as well, laying like quite heavily into the even below this wick. So yeah. Take it. Take it. Yeah, I mean fuck yeah, I would like to have that. But how long are we gonna stay above it? I'm not sure we're gonna touch this. Yeah. It's a little bit too obvious. But it's still good. I would like to wick into that. Like scare people, like fucking do something like this. Get the shit out of it. And then bang. Quick. A quick one. Kill all of that. And then leave this wick. And do the proper one. Something like that. Yeah. That would be nice. The smell of it. Ooh. Love it. But yeah, let's see. Let's see how the weekly is gonna open up. I mean, so far, if we close a weekly right now, like that, then yes, potentially you have the option right now to open up a bearish one, have a continuation into the lows, into that liquidity, right? Wick one more time and then set off. Influence is starting to be boom boy again. If oh my fucking god, yeah, bro, like that's nothing. Like I've been just mentioning that as well. I've been looking at through a couple days on X and as well on our Discord, but I'm not gonna mention names. This week, you can't imagine people went ballistic on this. When this candle formed, oh boy, Discord went epic. Not Discord, X. Sorry. And look what we close. Nice. Oh yeah, it is what it is. FOMO is, I don't know. I would like to call it a FOMO. It's like a sickness, illness. Can get rid of it. It's what it is, I guess. It's Stu's pet project. Which one is it? Pet project. Oh, troll one. Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that one. He's freaking all about that one, right? I don't. Can I see it over here? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, which one could be the better? Maxi. That's the Solana. Fuck it. That's not the one. Or is that the one? I don't think so, right? Cool. Crypto wallet. Yeah. Boy. Yeah. I don't think he doesn't trade out on leverage. He's buying spot, right? So it's good. Yeah, I mean, okay, so to be fair, like the same thing as with the which one was it? The ETH one. again, right? Like buying that low, like I mean, yeah, not much can go wrong, right? But it's risky. It is. I'm trusting him, even if the goal is shitty than anything else I see today. Yeah, but yeah, so far, like yeah. But there was a different. No, I think there was a different more to it, right? There was something like this, and then one big ass freaking. I think that's the wrong chart. That's troll two. Why is it troll two? I need fucking hell. There is no. No, that wasn't that one. I fucking find the memes. That's fine. Why stop loss? Yeah, that's fine. Fuck yeah, that's the one. See, I knew they had some more support into that one. So okay, I could agree that it looks, I want to say good, but okay-ish. But still, like, and to be honest with you, this is as well like the name of it, and that it does this fucking. If that's gonna be the case, then it is a troll. Did it regain something? Did not. No. Nope. Nope. Still setting lower lows, right? Yeah, it still does. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, if you okay, let's do it on the stew way. Yeah, fuck, I don't consider this a higher high. Okay, fuck it. Uh, think about it that this went over here. So yeah, I mean, you could buy this, right? Something like that, and then have a really, really tight stop loss, like not even in the invalidation, but like below the wick, right? If that's will be the case, but so far it isn't. It did settle new higher highs. Body wise, yes, but not on the wick, and it did lose the floor. So yeah, it's what it is. So I think we are right now somewhere over here. You compare those two things. You need one big ass move. And I'll get you. It's gonna get something like this. And try to do that. So yeah. Maybe it's gonna catch it another one, but I bet you there's gonna be shitloads of liquidity as well. And there we have it. Low leverage stack. Nice. Grab that. That's your first resistance. Right, that high. Yeah. Cool. How the fuck he found all those memes? Right? Really? Bamex. Yeah. Yeah. It does every single time the same thing. And yeah. Patterns. Watch it. I don't think he's trading on leverage. He's buying at spot. Not sure. Pop. Yeah, it might pop. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna be tight on it and like buying quite low, then it's fine. The only thing is that you're not gonna buy like the tops of it, right? Like fucking drop off of 50% and then hold it for like a year. Yeah, that's something that you don't want. Good stuff. Anyhow, guys, I managed to do 50 minutes, so I need to take care of myself. Need to take some painkillers and move on with the recovery. Have a good one. Thank you very much for being here. Been a short one, nothing special, not much change. Watch out for the levels 91.3 and 90.3. Those are the key levels to regain or fail from. The rest gonna be the history. Have a good one. Watch, take care of the day week. See how volatile it's gonna be. There's a lot of things coming in. Definitely weekly close is the important one right now. Make sure you pay attention on that. And from tomorrow, we will see where we end up, right? A lot of things still to do. We have middle in the range, a little bit more above that, but still middling. We still didn't break out from the resistance. Soon, but not yet. Okay? Take care. Have a good one. And I will see you Wednesday. Bye-bye. Peace.